Bonjour. Aujourd'hui, nous allons apprendre les pronouns, okay? I et en. You've probably used these before. If you want to say let's go, you would say allons-y. And you've definitely used them in your script last week when you did your video presentation. So I'm just going to go through a little bit of an explanation on when and how to use them. So first of all, I, it replaces prepositions à, chez, dans, en, and sur. So here's your example. If I wanted to say we're going to the doctor's, I would say, instead of we are going to the doctor, I would say we're going there. Okay, it's replacing those prepositions of location. So the prepositional phrase chez les médecins would be changed to the pronoun I, nous y allons. Okay, which means instead of we're going to the doctors, we're going there. Nous y allons. Okay. The next one is about en, and en is going to replace partitives or indefinite articles, and also just de. When de is by itself, it can replace de as well. Basically, an example of that. The example is il était le chef du Front Populaire, and that's actually a direct quote from the script that you guys presented, right? So instead of du Front Populaire, you want to replace that with the pronoun en, because du, right, that's a partitive article. So what you would then say is il en était le chef, okay? I have a few extra points, a few extra notes that are related to these. They're just kind of like guidelines that you'll need to go by. As you guys are doing your practice today, it's definitely a good idea to double check on these whenever you're trying to answer these questions. So here are some extra important points. The first one is that I and en precede the conjugated verb. As you can see here in this example, this is your conjugated verb, it's coming before it, right? So I and en definitely need to precede the conjugated verb. So here's an example of that. Did you go to the beach? Es-tu allé à la plage? And I want to say, yeah, I went. Okay, so you would say, oui, j'y suis allé. Oui, j'y suis allé. Okay, so you do treat it like a vowel. Remember, Y is vowel in French. So that's the reason why we omitted the E and we put the apostrophe there. So just make sure that makes sense to you, right? We're just talking about where it needs to go. It needs to precede the conjugated verb. That's for both I and en, okay? This next one is always, when you're talking with en, always use en with a number or expression of quantity. Okay, so if the noun is omitted, then this is where this would come into play. Basically, in the example, how many brothers does she have? Combien de frères a-t-elle? Then you would say, oh, she has one. But it's not enough just to say elle a un. But you want to say elle en a un. It's implying, instead of she has elle a un frère, you're saying elle a un. Okay, so if somebody were to ask you, how many brothers do you have? You know, you would say, or how many brothers does she have? You would say she has one. In English, that's sufficient. In French, it's not. You need to go a little bit further and be like, elle a un frère, she has a brother, or here, in this situation, right, it just makes it shorter. Elle en a un, okay? The third point is that when used together in the same sentence, I will always come before en, okay? This is all I have for you. We are going to do some practice today in class, and tomorrow we'll play a game to practice as well. Make sure you bring in any questions that you may have, and I will see you very soon. À très bientôt. Au revoir.